Welcome to Nifty Notions from So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and I've been having a lot of fun playing with these Sewtite magnetic pins. So they're magnets that hold together so we can use those in place of straight pins. And I have been playing with them, and I have some fun things to share with you. So the little magnets are called Sewtites, and they're very strong magnets. So we have the metal and the magnets, and they are super strong. I find the easiest way to separate these two pieces is to try to slide them apart instead of pulling them apart. So I'm going to take that bottom piece and slide it. It's a lot easier than trying to pull those two apart. So just slide them apart. They come in lots of different sizes. You can get some cute little tulip pink heart sizes, some really, really long ones, and these are 4 inches long, some dots, some small, some mediums. This size is a 5-pack, and they're just a little bit over 2 inches. So what are some of the things that we can use these for? Well, the first thing would to be pinning fabrics that we cannot use pins for, such as cork, velvet, even vinyl or leather. And they are strong enough to hold those layers together. That is a really strong hold. Even the little dot ones have a strong hold. So it really does hold everything together. So I have separated the little metal pieces off, lined up my fabric, laid that over top, and these are strong enough. They sort of find their own way. Just slide it on and it gets into place. And there you go. It will just kind of pop into place because they're very strong magnets. Something to keep in mind when we are using these around our sewing machine. The sewing machine bed usually has a metal plate, and it definitely is going to stick. So what we want to do is we want to put the pins on the off side. So if my needle's coming in here, I just want to move these over so that the magnet is not going to hit that metal plate. They're still going to hold that material together. They're just not going to get in the way of this plate. And of course, as we're stitching, just like pins, we can remove them. So these are great for fabrics that we can't use pins, but they're also good for hand sewing. They, of course, are not going to leave any holes from the pins because there are no pins. So once I'm finished hand sewing, I won't have to do any pressing. They work really nice for English paper piecing. They're strong enough to hold 2 of those papers together, so we can do that hand stitching. But when we go to sew rows together or larger pieces together, we can use the little bit longer ones, place the magnet underneath, and they're going to hold together. So we can do individual pieces, or with these larger ones, we can add rows together. So they're holding all of those pieces together for me. I have found that they work great to baste my quilt layers together. These are definitely strong enough to hold my layers together. You can use the long ones, even the little heart ones. Even if they don't line up exact, they still hold all of those layers together. So this is really holding it together. I have not done a large quilt with them, but I have done a small quilt end table runners. Once again, we need to remember that our plate is metal. So if we're free motion quilting, these will definitely get hung up on our plate. However, if you have one of these types of sheets that go over top of the machine bed, you are going to less likely have this stick. With that plate and this over top of the plate, it still slides very smoothly. This particular sheet is so steady. You peel this base off and this sticks onto the machine, and then when you're done, you just take it off and you can put it away. I do have a video on these sheets that I'll put a link in the description for. But having one of these covering your machine bed just makes it easier to do that free motion quilting. And then of course, when we come to them, we're just going to remove them just like we would any pin. So this is just one more way that I have found to use these Sewtite clips. So these Sewtite magnetic pins work great for anything that we cannot put a pin on, hand sewing, and now to baste our quilts together. We just have to keep in mind that they are really good, strong magnets. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back and let's see what we're talking about next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.